can be that quiet. It's okay.
We don't fight on Shabbat.
Just getting set up. So this is Shabbat we're doing, right? Okay.
What is it, Rosh Hashanah?
We've been doing so much preparing for the high holidays. I don't know what service we're doing anymore. Cool.
We're just going to start with Igun tonight, which is a wordless melody. If you don't know it, great. It's a wordless melody. So all you need to know is yai dai dai. And I'll lead it, and as you pick it up, as you learn it, feel free to sing along. Some of you may recognize it. It's one of the ones we do often share during the High Holy Days. So if you know it, sing along is in appropriate ways for being in here. And if not, let it wash over you until you feel comfortable joining in. Oh, yai dai 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 dai.
Shabbat Shalom. Hello to our friends joining in person, and hello to that camera. Hello to our friends joining at home. We are so glad for everyone who is here. Hello, Carol. Thank you for your help on this wonderful, wonderful Shabbat. And for those of you joining at home, just a heads up, as I get my things all ready, that there is a flip book available on our website. Well, actually, the link's on our website to take you to the flip book, which will get you to the same pages, the same book, the same everything that we have for those of us who are joining in person. So feel free to use that as well. And it's a beautiful night in which we can celebrate Shabbat. We are creeping ever closer to the high holidays and all the moments ahead. We'll speak about that in just a little bit. And we're going to begin the Shabbat by lighting our candles, by welcoming in Shabbat with the beauty of a spark, the beauty of a flame. And I didn't ask her yet, but Anya, would you mind lighting the candles for Shabbat? Are you willing to, Anya? Yeah. You, Anya. I didn't ask you ahead of time, Anya. I apologize, but I figured we'd be honored to have you if you're willing. I'll just light the candles. And for those of you joining at home, if you're lighting your own candles, strike a match. Nice. That was impressive.
Did we finally get a new box?
No, we didn't. She did it with gusto.
Amazing.
And it was great.
The magic of the High Holy Days coming in soon.
We bring the light of Shabbat into our eyes.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, Anya. Thank you, all of you. That was fun. Me or her? I would offer a poem to bring us into Shabbat. The high holidays are coming up soon, and we're in the month of Elul. Elul is the month of preparation, the month that precedes the high holidays. And there's some beautiful poetry for Elul. And there's one here that's one I offer. It's by the great Jewish poet Leonard Nimoy. actor, but he's also a really wonderful poet and sculptor and photographer and artist. And this poem is called You and I am not immortal. Whatever I put off for later may never be. Whoever doesn't know now that I love them may never know. I've killed time, I've squandered it. I have lost days, I have lost weeks, as one of unlimited wealth might drop coins on the street and never look back. I know now that there will be an end, a limit, but there is time, valuable and precious time to walk, talk, breathe, time to touch, taste, care, to warm the child who is cold and lonely. There is time to love. I promise myself I will. I am. I am ready. I am ready to give. I'm ready to give and to receive. I'm ready to give and to receive love. One thing about Shabbat is we're receiving love from each other, from God, from the universe. We're taking all of the good stuff in. Whatever has happened this week, and we know the chaos in the world around us, the chaos in our personal lives as well. But Shabbat is a moment to give and to receive love. We welcome in Shabbat, page 20, Lechado D. We'll be singing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And then we'll rise. For those who choose to rise for the final verse and face the door from which you entered here or at home, that is your choice. But we continue again, page 20, with Lechado D.
There we go. Ooh, hi everyone. Chose a little bit of an upbeat version for tonight as we are about to really enter into the center of the High Holy Days, tomorrow being Slichot, our evening service where we change the Torah covers and we prepare ourselves for all the words and melodies. Felt like I needed a bit of a warm-up to get into this Shabbat and get really ready, so hopefully you'll join with me as we sing Lechado Di. Lechado Di likrat gala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechado Di likrat gala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor beripor echad hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad hu shemo echad l'shem ol tiferet v'li tila lechado di likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechado di likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacham berosh mikerem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila lechado di likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechado di likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri kiva orech kumi ori shir daveri kivod Adonai alayich nigla lechado di likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechado di likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Rise to face the door from which we entered.
Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala ki gam b'simcha, u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula, boi chala, elechado di likrat gala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela, lechado di likrat gala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Nice. Let's stay standing. Don't sit down just yet. For those who choose and those who are able, it's okay to clap and get some energy going. It's okay. You don't have to, but it's okay. We continue on page 28, beginning our evening service with Baruch Hu, page 28.
Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
For those standing, please be seated. Page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my sibling, my friends, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my sibling, my friends, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'arvim. Page 32.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu v'shochveinu uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 34, if it is your tradition or preference to rise for or Shema, you're welcome to do so. We continue together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
you're standing, please be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 40, Micha Mocha, our prayer for freedom. The sense that we can be beyond, the sense that we can just reach out and explore and connect, the freedom that we enjoy, but the freedom we must continue to work for each day. We can't dance around the room, but we can dance in our seats. We can sing with the fullness of our voice. And if you're at home, go nuts, go crazy, dance around the living room, enjoy yourself. Micha Mocha, a beautiful melody by Lana Arian, page 40.
מיכה מוחה באלים אדוני מיכה מוחה נדור בקודש נורא נורא תהילות נורא תהילות עושה פלא ידעי לפני משה ומרים זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ידעי
Continue on page 42, Hashki Venu, a prayer of our evening, asking God to watch over us, to shelter us, to protect us all in the good times and in the troubling. Hashki Venu.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Continue with the next portion of our service, which is the Amidah. Beginning on page 46, we'll chant the first few pages together and take a bit of time for our own personal prayer after that. For those who is their tradition and are able to rise, please do so. The Amidah begins on page 40.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up our lips that our mouths may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Take the next few moments for your own silent prayer. Once you've concluded your moments, please be seated. Page 253. Misha Beirach, a prayer for healing. We think of all those in our lives who are ill, those who struggle, those who battle this pandemic, those who give themselves day after day to help heal during this pandemic. We think of all those who struggle each and every day for life, whom is an obstacle, because of whom they love, the color of their skin, where they're from, or how they pray. Especially in this time, we think of all those whose lives have been impacted by fire, earthquake, or fleeing the home that they knew. We also think of those in our own lives who struggle, who are ill, who seek comfort or strength. Those at home, feel free to say their names out loud or hold them in your hearts. And those in person, feel free to say their names out loud for all to hear, to hold them in your hearts. Page 253.
Beirach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, veLeah, Yevarech, veYirafeh, et HaCholim.
For Judaism, time is cyclical. The holidays, the months, the life cycles, the Torah portions, around and around they go. We're on the cusp of beginning once again as the high holidays arrive with Slichot tomorrow night. Please join us. And in the year 5782, waiting just a week or so away. Yet at the same time, even as the calendar is continuing the cycle, in the non-Jewish world, it seems like we aren't in a cycle of time, we're just stuck. I must admit that we sadly look around the world and think, are we still here? Wasn't the fall of 2021, weren't the high holidays supposed to be start of the new school year, supposed to be something different? Pretty much every synagogue and religious school and office building and college and everywhere has had to rethink their plans for the fall and dust off their memories of last year. Seems like we're stuck in a cycle, and emotions can weigh heavily, even as we're committed to doing what we can to protect each other's health. So can the normal cycle of Jewish life help us when we wish we weren't in a cycle anymore? Commenting on this week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, Rabbi Audrey Karatkin notes that Moses, in his third major speech to Israelites, as they wait on the final banks of the Jordan River, Moses is recounting the past and encouraging for the future. Boosted by a little wordplay from some 18th century sages, Moses takes the difficulties and the traumas of the past, of which the Israelites had many, and turns them into blessings and joys to look forward to. Simply summarized, remember how God saved you from your trouble in Egypt, and now God blesses you with a fruitful land for you to enjoy. Interestingly, emphasizes Karatkin, Moses and the sages are not contrasting the past and the future. Rather, they're seeing them as part of each other, part of the same cycle. Everything old can be new again. In Deuteronomy 26, Moses calls to the people once again, saying, "The eternal your God commands you this day to observe these laws and rules, observe them faithfully with all your heart and all your soul." As Rashi interprets this verse, they should always seem as new to you as on the day you first received them. Even if something is old or troubling or dredged up from the past, we should find a way to make it new, something special, something joyful. The Torah teaches us that every day, every event, every encounter holds the capacity to be a moment of joy, of newness, of amazement and inspiration, if only we open ourselves to it. Every day can be the next good day. It may be as momentous as the first step off the plane in Israel, or as commonplace as the first step out of the door in the morning. What shall come to pass is what we make of it, spinning potential into reality. In a similar vein, Rabbi Rachel Sabbath Beit Halachmi, one of your mentors. I know you know that. Yeah. Rabbi Beit Halachmi speaks about how this moment in Ki Tavo is an opportunity for the Israelites to take a hold of this seemingly endless cycle that they are in, and to consciously make a choice to change their fate. There is a line in this Torah portion where the people are meant to make a new covenant, giving them a new chance to plot their way forward. Or, if I might take both Rabbi Karatkin and Rabbi Beit Halachmi's point and take it from nation development and more to the individual, there's a way for us to break a cycle even when it seems like it keeps on spinning. In many ways, the lessons of teshuvah, repentance, of which we'll speak a great deal about in the next couple weeks, the lessons of teshuvah already teach us this. True teshuvah, true repentance, is a three-step process, of which the final step is to ensure that we don't make the same mistakes over and over again, that we grow with each cycle. Rabbi Jonathan Jaffe teaches that one of the major ways to make teshuvah, to not repeat mistakes, is humility. The willingness to understand how we got to where we are and how we're stalled at this moment in time. There is no doubt that feeling stuck in a cycle or stuck where we are is frustrating, sometimes crazily so. I know that I have felt some very strong emotions of frustration, sadness, and even anger, believing that we would be at a different point in this pandemic by now, not right back to where we are. In the rabbinic Facebook group, one rabbi recommended, I think my Kol Nidre Josh will just be standing in front of a video camera and crying for 10 minutes. Maybe. Even as these emotions can be intense and hard, difficult to let go. But like Moses, like the Israelites, like our final step into Teshuvah, we need to find a way to forge a new covenant, to gather some humility, to change our cycle. So instead of wondering how we got here, or why we're still stuck here, we should instead ask questions like, how can we be better this time? What can we do differently? What have we learned that might help us ahead? I'm not only speaking about the pandemic. Perhaps there's a relationship, or a job, or something else in our lives where we feel like we're just spinning our wheels, or stuck on a loop. What positive elements or positive approach can we take to push ourselves forward? For the pandemic, we're approaching schooling or vaccinations or medical treatments differently, gaining from what we've learned. For relationships and other situations, maybe we're more aware of our own emotions, better understanding of how our partners or colleagues react, how much we might have grown personally or emotionally. We won't solve everything. The cycle may not break, but hopefully it will adjust. It will move. It'll be a bit different. The cycle of Jewish time is beginning once again, just as it always does. But we choose how the future will go. We can make decisions, shift approaches, decide how things will be different. It is within our power. Slichot is tomorrow night, and then the high holidays begin. Even if we are in the middle of the cycle now, let us commit ourselves to ensuring that things are done differently, based on what we've learned and how we will truly make things better. We continue with Aleinu on page 282 at the top of the page. For those who will choose to rise, we welcome you to do so. Page 282 at the top of the page.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula le'otzeh bereshit, shehu noteh shamayim ve'yosed haaretz, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Page 294, Mourner's Kaddish. We're in the period of Shiva this week, 7 days of mourning for Donna Jean Comer, mother of Nancy Fishman, Robert Reboredo, brother-in-law of Stanley Fishman. We're in the period of Shaloshim, the 30 days of mourning for Ann Switzer, mother of Deb Klein, mother-in-law of Charles, grandmother of Saul and Ira. Yaakov Naor, husband of Ellen, father of Tali and Io, brother of Yisrael, Rena and Zvika, father-in-law of Rob and Maria, grandfather of Rachel, Joseph and Daniel, grandfather-in-law of Hari. David Katz, husband of Karen, father of Rob and Dan, brother of Martha, Judith and Jeanette, nephew of Wilma, father-in-law of Clara and Veronica, grandfather of Alon, Armand, Rosa, and Jean Louise. Ingrid Gordon, mother of Jillian, mother-in-law of Todd, grandmother of Alex, Trevor, and Kira. We observe the yahrzeit, the anniversary of passing of Harold Mark Berman, brother of Rita Fisher, Charles Blander, father of Andrea, grandfather of Olivia, Karl Marx Braverman, father of Steve, Natalie Bird, mother of Sabina, Harry Dalkowitz, grandfather of David Kaplan, Julia Eulenberg, wife of Michael, mother of Sarah, grandmother of Jonathan, Ella Feary, grandmother of Amanda Janowski, Marjorie Feinberg, aunt of Marcia, Mark Friedman, brother of Neil, Frida Gendler, mother of Goldie Silverman, grandmother of Jeff, Stuart Glassman, father of Deborah, Sam Hockenberg, father of Marilyn Layton, Dallas Green Johnson, stepfather of Amanda Goss, Ethel Kaufman, mother of Ruth Dick, Simon Khalili, grandmother of Maya Rabarad, Gerda Lawrence, mother of David, Jean Lemke, sister-in-law of Nancy Sapiro, Helen Leslie, mother of Beb Hazaro, Dorothy Lipson, mother of Bob, Fritz Magnus, uncle of Yaela Etlinger, Fletcher McNeil, son of Casey and Lori, Lucille Peterson, grandmother of Tammy Wolf, great-grandmother of Gus, Benjamin Rosenberg, father of Morris, Sidney Silverstone, father of Sharon, Robert Dale Smith, father of Anya Levy Smith, Jack Harris Taub, uncle Jack Harris Taub, husband of Frida, Jarrett Unger, mother of Judy, Roger Wallens, father of Bee, grandfather of Abby and Ellie, Michael Stephen Zisman, father of Tim, grandfather of Adam, Micah, Sam, and Jacob. If any names have been mispronounced or omitted from our list, we invite you to add them out loud, whether at home or in person. If you're in the first 7 days of mourning, please rise. If you're in the first 30 days of mourning, please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you're observing a yahrzeit on this Shabbat, please rise. If it is your tradition to rise in love and solidarity and to recite Kaddish as a community, please do so as we continue on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechan uvyomechan uvchayei dochol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach l'olam ulamei omayah Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah v'richu Ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechamata Da'amiram be'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Osei shalom b'imramav hu ya'asei shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru Amen. Yoshvei tevel, all who dwell on the earth. Please be seated. So in lieu of announcements, there's a lot of things happening. Check our website, especially for the holidays. And we did send some emails the past couple of days about how holidays are working, some safety updates. Please check and ask questions if you have any. But we'd rather do some announcements to take a chance to celebrate our community. So if you celebrated Simcha, something joyful, something special, something wonderful happened in the past week, we'd love to hear it as a way to boost and brighten our whole Shabbat. And if there's something you want to share, something wonderful, a Simcha, a joy in the past week, and what happened in the other?
All the way in the back.
Right.
Oh.
Even if it's a challenging week, you should always find something good to celebrate on Shabbat. And as we are in Elul, we haven't figured that out yet, there's a tradition for some during Elul to recite a portion of Psalm 27 each day of Elul. It's a particular verse that's Achad Sha'alti, one thing I ask of God is to live in God's house. And this is a wonderful version on page
358.
that 358, and a beautiful melody written by Seattle's own Chava Morel.
Achat sha'alti et Adonai. Achat sha'alti ota vakesh. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai. Achat sha'alti ota vakesh. Shivti, shivti, mevet Adonai. Shivti, shivti, kol yemei chayai. Shivti, ha'alti, bevet Adonai. Achat sha'alti, ota vakesh.
Would you like us that?
Sure.
So we'll do a close with Kiddush and Motzi on page number 5. And just a heads up before we get to Motzi, because of our current health rules, whoever bites the challah takes it home with them. So give it some thought, because one of you is going to leave with a challah. We'll find out after the Kiddush. So don't be shy. If you want a challah, just, say something in like a minute and a half. Kiddush is found on page number 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch Ata Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim! L'chaim!
So who would like the challah to take home with them tonight? Would everybody like a challah to bring home with them?
You could say they could holla at us.
We could say that, but I'm not going to. Nobody wants to bring a challah home? John, all yours. So you're going to stand up with us and you're going to take a bite of it to make the kosher blessing. I'll say before we do that, please join us tomorrow night for Slichot, which is the official beginning of the high holidays. We'll at 8 p.m., either in person or online. A beautiful, sweet, calm service. If you've never been to Slichot, it's quite wonderful. You'll first hear the melodies of the high holidays for the first time. We begin dressing in white, we change the Torah covers. Tonight's point is where we begin high holidays. Tomorrow night, it's in person or online. Yours? We join together in Motzi, say,
Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon.
invite us to kosher blessing, and we say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nice, very nice.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
8 o'clock
Yes, and just because we're having services at night does not mean we do not have services in the morning. We do at 10:30
We're
with our
doing
B'nai
all the
Mitzvahs.
services all the
All the
time.
services. Come hang out with us is basically what we're
We'll
saying.
be here.
All
We'll
the services.
My phone, my radio. We'll be here.
Thank you, Carol.
I put my microphone for most of that. Oops.
That's all right. Thanks, Carol.